Hello everybody, welcome back to Strategic Command, World War II, World at War. Alright, so we landed up on our last episode of me finishing the turn. So, we're going to see what the computer can bring. I don't know why he moved it that one space. Oh my god, Italy, why? Same thing with, we're trying to move forces forward. If we don't move them forward, we're not gaining progress. God dang it, people. I don't know what the computer's doing, I really don't. So in other news, interesting experience that happened last weekend. I was going to talk about this in the last episode. I didn't expect my turn to take up most of the episode. So there's that. So last Friday, as per the usual when I'm door dashing in between dashes, I swiped through my dating sites. And I matched with I'm back. I don't know why that happens. But yeah, as I was saying, she's a scam artist, so, or he. I don't even know if the girl is even a real thing. So, I matched with this girl. She claims to be 20 on the site. Now, it's a Christian dating site that I'm on, so I'm not expecting any scams, because who goes on a Christian dating site to scam? Yes, I'm Christian, if you haven't figured that out by now. So we matched, and yes, I know I'm a little old for her, being that I'm 34 and she's 20, but hey, if you're over the age of 18, age is just a number. If you love each other, you love each other. But anyways, I wasn't expecting to match with her anyway, but we match, and she sends me a message right away, saying, "Hey Josh," so I had to say, "Hey, what are you looking for in a relationship?" Because that's always one of my first questions, just due to the fact that I want to know where they stand. Instead of wasting my time and their time, like, what are you actually looking for? She doesn't bother to answer the question. Instead, she says, "Well, give me your number." That's an immediate red flag for me. If there's one thing I can take pride in on dating sites, it is the fact that I can see a scam coming from a mile away. Oh, to more surrenders. Nice. Okay. Nice. Got to hear that up. Access raiders. I'll get back to my story in a split second here. Yeah, we know that. Soviet winter strikes. Yeah, I got a few guys. They don't. Chain units don't survive too well in the Soviet winter. Okay, how much? There wasn't that many guys that far in. Holy crap. I'm not going to be able to see what's happening. I'm just going to take a ton of damage apparently. Okay. Nice. Advanced tanks is always a good thing. Anti-aircraft. More advanced tanks for... Nice. Nice. Finally! Japan has Mobility 1. Took him long enough. Nice. Nice. So where was I? Oh, yeah. So I asked her that question, and she doesn't even bother to respond to it. She asked me for my number. Now, that's an immediate red flag to me, because as I said before, I'm very good at picking up on scams. So, red flag is first of all, two red flags, really, to be honest. First, what 20-year-old is interested in a 34-year-old? That's red flag number one. Red flag number two is no girl ever asks you for your phone number that early after just sending one message. No. But I want to see if this is an actual scam or not. So I give her my number. The first question she asked, I can't even say it because we're on YouTube. It is an inappropriate sexual question. To which I answer, I'm not interested in sex. I'm looking for a long-term relationship. I'm there planning something. But anyways, her response to that was to answer her previous question about the sexual question, and she gave her answer to her own question for herself, if that makes any sense. Which I didn't even need to know that answer because I wanted nothing to do with that question to begin with. So, I pretty much ignore that entirely. And at this point, it's like 9 o'clock, not 9 o'clock though, like 6 o'clock p.m. And I'm in the middle of eBaying, so personally, I don't give a crap. So after ignoring that message, I receive another message asking yet another sexual question. Again, I would not say that say what the question was on YouTube. Followed by her telling me that she's actually 17 and not 20. This immediately prompts me to not only delete her messages, but to block her number, and, you know, that is the end of it. Period. Or so I thought. Now, I wake up the next morning, and my phone tells me it's blocked 2 messages, one of which was sent to, that morning. I don't care they're blocked messages, or I delete the notification telling me that they successfully blocked 2 messages. Whoopie dingy. I could really care less about blocked messages. Now, the rest of the Saturday goes, you know, without a hitch. No problems. None whatsoever. Just regular old Saturday. Go over to my parents' house, hang out with my parents, because I see them once a week, every Saturday. That's just my thing. Deal with it. So, on my way, I get home from my parents. I get ready for bed. I'm about to hop in bed, and my phone goes off. Now, I ignore it, because it's 11 o'clock at night, and I don't care who the hell it is. But in the short, I want to go to bed. And if you're an asshole enough to call me at 10:30 at night, I have no interest in talking to you, because by that point you should assume I'm in bed. Like, who calls someone at 10:30 at night? So I ignore it. It rings again. And again. And when it rings the 4th time, now I'm getting pissed. So I answer the phone. On the other side, I hear, "This is Detective so-and-so." I forget his actual name. It was an adversarial detective. I'm going to spoil that one right away. But he claims to be a detective, and he says, "I'm a detective. I'm currently..." Sorry, my socks are falling off and the fur is cold. And he says, "I'm investigating Olivia, and you were in contact with her, and she was making some sort of video for you. And you should have asked for an ID before engaging in a relationship." Now, I'm immediately scared, because as far as I'm aware, I sent her no messages requesting any such video or anything remotely related to that. I would have no interest in anyone under the age of 18. In fact, the fact that she was on a dating site saying she was 20 was pushing it. Because, you know, 14 years is kind of pushing it. But I was still willing to give it a chance. And then the moment I found out she was underage, I shut that shit down so fast it wasn't even funny. But now to have this guy claiming to be a detective. Now, there is one thing that made me question something. The number that called me was a Californian number. Now, I can tell you for a fact that well, I don't know exactly where this lady was, or dude was anyways, but the dating site claimed that he was from Wisconsin. So my immediate thing is, why are they... Oh, he moved the guy back there again. He's like, "God dang it, stop moving your guy there. You're causing me moving forces." But anyways, so I'm like, why is a detective calling me from California? Why would they not just go through Wisconsin's police force? And furthermore, if they're calling me from California, is this an international investigation? Like, what is going on here? So I respond to him, and I go, "I have no relationship with Olivia whatsoever. I did not request anything from her, nor do I want anything from her. I said anything that she was doing was of her own will, and I had nothing to do with it." Now, he responds with, "Are you gonna..." What's the word? I'm having a brain fart on the exact word he said. "Are you gonna cooperate with me, or do I need to arrest you tonight?" Like, but he said it in a more of a gruff voice, where he was like literally almost yelling, "You gonna agree? Are you gonna cooperate, or I gotta arrest you?" type deal. So he was literally scaring the shit out of me. And there was part of my brain that was telling me this is a scam. Because there's no way this guy is calling from California. And the other part of me is saying this might be real. And now I'm shitting bricks. And they're trying to... Why do you guys keep doing that? I gotta move some guys to this island again. God dang. Well, actually, I can just take my sub and sync that later. But anyways. So now I'm legitimately freaking out because I know for a fact that this is most likely a scam. But at the same time, it also feels very real. So now, well, I don't know that it's a scam at this point, actually. Because I'm hoping that it's a scam would probably be the more appropriate word because I don't know what the hell is going on in this current moment. And so I try to tell him up and down that I am trying to cooperate and that I had nothing to do with this girl. And he keeps going back and forth between trying to berate me, that's the word I was looking for earlier, berate me, and keeps saying that he's going to arrest me. On top of the fact that he somehow mentions that she's gotten bruises and cuts or something and she's in the hospital for some reason. I don't know what he's talking about. I requested no video, I requested nothing of her, I said nothing to her, other than the few messages that I did send, and none of them, as I already explained earlier to you guys, were what? I said, hey Olivia, and sent her my number on the dating site, and then I said I'm looking for a long-term relationship by a text message. None of those request a video or do any mental harm to her whatsoever. But I keep telling this guy, I'm trying to cooperate with you, because I'm trying to figure out, is this a scam or not? So he's like, okay, I'm going to get you give you to her father, so you guys can work this out, because he wants to see if you can work it out without taking you to court. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll talk to this guy, because if this is real, I obviously want to clear this up. And this officer seems to be, which I highly doubt is an officer, because again, why would the detective call me from California? So there's some red flags going on here. And I know for a fact, officers don't act like that. If they have a situation they have to talk to you about, they usually hear your side out, and then tell you what's going to happen going forward. They don't constantly berate you and interrupt you, constantly telling you they're going to arrest you. And so, obviously, I'm going WTF. This officer, if he is a real officer detective, seems like a complete a-hole. And for the most part, I have respect for the police, because they're putting their lives on the line every day. I have no problem with officers as long as they treat everyone with respect. If they're coming at me disrespectfully, I'm going to, a-hole. But just because you put your life on the line does not mean you get to be an a-hole. Despite that, I respect law enforcement, military, and first responders. I really appreciate the work they do. So if you served, thank you for your service. At any rate, so here I am, trying to figure out what is going on. So he tells me he's going to get me in touch with the dad. I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, he'll get a hold of you in a bit. Click. So now he's hung up. Now I'm confused. Why would you not just hand the phone to the dad? Are you not in the same room with him? So, about a minute or two goes by. I have no idea how much time. I'm assuming a minute or two because, I'm kind of panicking in my head wondering what is going on. Because there's obviously no evidence against me for them to arrest me. No judge is going to do a warrant, let alone allow them to expedite me over state borders. But at the same time, it's like, what is going on? Did I accidentally get involved in a national investigation because of a dating site? I mean, really? So anyway, I assume it was a minute or two, but again, I was freaking out, so I don't exactly keep track of how much time went by. Then I get another call from another number. This one's an Illinois number. And then, who's calling from Illinois? So I answer the phone, and sure as crap, this guy says, hello, I'm Olivia's dad. This is Josh. I said, this is Josh. Now, I just picked up on another red flag at this point. This guy sounds exactly like the officer I was just talking to, except in a softer voice. In other words, they have the same voice, but the officer was practically yelling. This guy's talking in a normal room voice. But despite that tone difference, they're basically the same voice. So I'm like, what? Okay, now your number is coming from bouncing around the United States. That's a red flag. The fact that you tell that you have the same voice as the supposed detective that called 5 seconds ago is another complete red flag. So now I'm pretty much calling a scam. because I pretty much have enough evidence in my head now to determine this is a scam. Because there's no way all this falls into there's no way this is all that I've somehow stumbled into an investigation. No, it's all fake and a scam. I pretty much figured this out. But now I gotta sit there and figure out, why are they scamming me? What is the whole point of this issue? Why pretend to try to get me arrested? So Dad starts saying, okay, I want to sit there and see if we can work things out with you without going to court. I'm like, okay, how do you want to do this? He goes, my daughter just tried to commit suicide. She's in the hospital. And I need you to pay the hospital bill. If you can do that, we won't push any charges. And not only will we not push charges, but we can all go on our normal merry way. Now I'm confused, because I know that the detective said that she had received some wounds. But if she was caught doing a video, how did she attempt to commit suicide? Was she attempting to commit suicide in the video? I mean, this would explain the cuts and bruises that the detective was supposedly talking about earlier. But what about, the dad never even once in the entire conversation mentions that she was making a video. And I have no idea where the suicide thing came out of. So now I'm like, well, I'm not paying nothing. I said, look, I understand that if you are in fact Olivia's dad, and because you sound awfully lot like the officer that just called me, you literally have the same voice, but if this is real and you are her dad, I said, I had nothing to do with it. I said, I did not ask her for a video. I did not say anything that could convince her to commit suicide. I did nothing to her. And the dad responds, oh, you're going to be resistant, huh? Well, I can talk to the officer, push charges, and get you arrested. I said, I'm not trying to be resistant. I'm telling you what's going on. And he goes, well, she's in the hospital, and I saw the messages. I know what you said. So, I need you to pay the hospital bill of $840. So now I'm pretty much saying that the cracks in the scam are starting to come through. Because he's now just said that the bill is $840. So here is why that's a red flag. Not only is it a red flag that he's asking me for money, but the bigger red flag is that, like I said earlier that morning, there was a message that was blocked according to my phone. Now, because I know that it was a message that morning that she had sent me, you're expecting me to believe that she somehow sent that message, attempted to commit suicide, was taken to the hospital, got treated, and received a bill of $840 that night. Now, there are a variety of ways, and please don't ever commit suicide. Please call the hotline, suicide hotline, and please talk to someone. It's not worth committing suicide. Let me first, I'm always against suicide. Your life is worth a lot more than just ending it. No, please don't. Always get help. But anyways, despite the variety of ways to commit suicide, there's none of them that can be treated and then kick you out of the hospital in 24 hours or less. Not possible. I mean, unless it was just cuts and bruises, but either way, there's no way in just about any way you can think of that you would just go to the hospital and be, okay, we're kicking you out tonight. No. There's no way that bill comes due that quickly. I can tell you that because, one, any treatment you receive in a hospital, like I went to a hospital to get a COVID test once back in, 21 or whatever, and I got medicine or whatever for it, and all that, they tried to charge me $1,000. Now, if it wasn't for the insurance that covered half of it, I probably would have been further screwed. But if it's $1,000 just for medicine, just for me to go to, that time I went to the emergency room in the actual hospital. So that's why that was $1,000. But even that urgent care, you go to urgent care and they're still charging you, almost $1,000 if you don't have insurance for whatever it is that you're doing. And you expect me to believe that she somehow committed suicide or attempted to, and now she's being treated, and it's only $840 in a hospital? When medicine in a hospital was $1,000 for me to get COVID medicine, and you're trying to tell me that in some way, shape, or form, that her being treated for whatever wounds she has from attempting this is somehow less than medicine. No. If that was actually true, what she did, she would have been treated overnight. Period. Because there's a lot of different ways to do it, and every single one of them would take more than one night to be fully treated to make sure she would be okay if it was an actual thing. Even if she got released the same day, they still got to put the total through the health insurance, and the health insurance does not give you a bill the same day. They actually make you wait for up to months before the bill comes out and says, hey, okay, we processed this. I know that I can't upgrade that guy though. I know for a fact that I'm not a unique person in just saying unique in just being the only one that has insurance that takes that long. Even if they get it done in a couple of weeks, which is surprising, there is, still no way you're getting it the same day unless you're paying for it out of pocket. And you have to be one big idiot to pay for anything out of pocket in a hospital. Plus, I don't know how it is in other countries, but in America, any emergency service to save your life is automatically covered. Well, not covered. Well, I can't say it's financially covered, but they automatically help you right away and take care of all your medical stuff, and they don't worry about sending you any sort of bill until you are 100% fine. So all this information tells me that there's no way that they could have gotten a bill for $840 the same night. It's impossible. So anyways, so look at this guy, and I basically, well, look at him obviously because I'm on the phone. Oh, I suppose I can hear you too. Let's do a hearing. I guess I can hear you. So I basically respond to him. That guy. So anyway, I basically tell him, I have no money. I can't pay any sort of money whatsoever. So you do what you gotta, but I ain't giving you anything. Oh, this is fun. This is like I can't even get in there then. So anyways, so I basically told him I'm not paying you nothing. And then he was like, oh, well, can you at least pay half? He's like, I'm a good fishing guy, I just need my daughter's medical bills paid. He's like, you can either pay me at least half, or I can take you to court and we can solve this thing. Now, I already knew this is pretty much, that, that it was BS already. And he also, by the way, says, oh, by the way, I'm not the officer. I'm a completely different person. I'm sorry if you think we sound alike. So he's basically desperately trying to fix the mistake he made. Oh my god. Okay, pull you back. Holy crap. So anyway, just heal a bunch of dudes. Here are y'all. Alright. That guy can get here too. Oh, that guy got here already, so he can come up. He left. That guy over there. That guy got here. That guy got here. I'm just moving these guys back and forth just to keep them there so the computer doesn't totally screw me and we keep moving these guys away. So anyways, he's basically trying to convince me at this point that he's not the officer and that everything that he's told me is true and he legitimately wants me to pay him money. But at this point, I'm not falling for it. Now, yes, I am shaking a little bit from the whole officer thing still. But in reality, the part of my brain that tells me that it's a scam is pretty much won out at this point. Yeah, I'm still scared. Fear takes a little while to, you know, calm down, just like adrenaline. It's not a... you know, just instantaneous calm down type of deal. But so anyways, so yeah, he's desperately trying to convince me that, you know, he's not the officer, basically. That's his attempt. He's like, this guy seeing through my scam, I need to find a way to reconvince him I am who I say I am. Enemy contact. Yeah, yep. Damn it, he can't make it all the way. So I basically tell him, no, I'm not paying you anything because, you know, it wasn't my fault. If this is real, which I know it's not, I did nothing. You have no evidence against me, so therefore, do what you're going to do, but you can't do nothing to me. His response being, well, his response was basically, oh, okay, well, his response was basically to try and once again convince me that I'm somehow going to get arrested. So he's like, well, if you refuse to help, I will have no choice but to take it to the police. And then you'll have no choice but to be arrested at that point. So I'm just like, well, basically he tries to reconvince me once again that I'm going to get arrested. He goes, well, I need you to pay some money. If you don't want to pay, if you don't pay anything, I'll have no choice but to take you back to court. And I start taking this thing. Or he just doesn't have guys there at all. You know, that works too. And so my response basically is, because I know he's trying to just threaten me just to get his way, I'm like, you do what you need to do, but I'm not giving you nothing. I refused. I said, I gotta pay bills, including credit card bills. I got no money to give you, and I ain't giving you jack shit. He's like, oh, I forgot, credit card, you can just give me the credit card number. How stupid do you think I am? Give you my credit card number. So now he's trying to get my credit card number out of me, and I don't particularly like that. I got that back. I should have one more. Yep, there he is. Which is stupid, because now this thing's going to just fudge my day. Oh, damn it. Now I'm getting distracted now. What was it? Oh, yeah. So now he wants my credit card information. At this point, I basically tell him, no, I'm not giving you my credit card information. I'm not giving you anything. I have no money. Period. So he decides that he figures he's going to give me one last chance. This is the last chance. He's going to at least give me a quarter of it, or I'm going to have to take it to court. So basically, he's still trying the same old, same old. Nothing new. And for the last time, I tell him, I'm not giving you nothing. Nothing's destroyed. Which apparently finally gets through to him because he basically says to end the conversation, well, that's fine. I'll see you in court. Click. Oh, I was going to hear that guy. God dang it. Whatever. Oh my god, Hog. Do not bark. He's barking at someone outside. So after he hangs up, my immediate response is to look up the West Dallas Police Department. Yes, I live in Wisconsin, in West Dallas. You know my city I live in. I should not have said that out loud. But you will never get anything forward from me after that. Anyways, I call my local police department. And I'm basically like, here's the situation. What do you think? Do I actually have a warrant? What is going on? So they ask me my name, and then I give them my name, and they look up my background information, and they basically tell me, yeah, no, we got no warrant out for you. There's no investigation, no nothing. So that was an obvious scam. I was like, huh, just like I thought. Oh, yes. Alright. So long story short, the only thing I get scared the crap out of but wow, they're not really moving forward, these guys, at all. They're just cheesing the crap out of this. So anyway, yeah, basically thank the officer for their time. And I was like, knew it was a scam. Josh 1, scam artist 0. Actually, Josh like 20, scam artist 0. Alright. And of course, yes, the lady had already deleted her profile, or deleted the messages between our profile and the dating site, so I had no way to report her. I should have tried to do that immediately, but I did block the other two numbers. And yeah, I still went out dashing and everything. No cops pulled me over or nothing. So, moral of the story, dating sites suck. Okay, that downright sucked. going on with this guy? No, get close to the city so you don't die. Jeez. So anyway, yeah, it turned out to be a scam. That's the moral of the story. And the moral of the story is dating sites suck. I believe I said that already. A little distracted you though. So that was my weekend experience. Last weekend. It is currently Friday, so it's been a week since it happened. I am fine now. It is really cold out today. Holy crap, like the house is even chilly. You saw me shaking really when I was telling the story. That wasn't because of the story, it's because it's freaking cold. Like I literally shit you not, it is cold. Ooh. Come on. Yeah, that guy can go right back there, so I can move this guy up. So now I have access to London. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. See, after that whole incident, though, I did delete all dating sites off my phone. Or dating apps off my phone, I should say, not dating sites. This guy. Is that going into something? He is. So that should hold the free Spanish and Czech. So yeah, I basically deleted all my dating apps. I have no interest in dating apps anymore because, if I'm being honest, out of all the scams I've busted, that was by far the most terrifying one. And I had no interest to go through that again. Oh, come on, you dick bags. Fucking horseshit. Apparently I can't bombard his ass from that side. Oh, I can move from there. Yes. Yes. Start moving him back down here. That guy's gonna be an issue though. Do I have another? I do. I'll bring him over here. Trying to get all my guys all healed up, and this guy I can't do nothing with for some reason. Huh. Oh, I'm gonna run out of money before I manage to upgrade half of these dudes. Oh, what the? Keep running out of supply, goddammit. Oh, I got a tank I didn't upgrade. Some of my planes need upgrading too. Interesting. That'll have to be a next turn thing. You know, that guy. Start moving these guys forward here. I don't care about Korea right now. There's nothing. Oh, I can't move that guy over there. Why can I not move? Okay, fine. Hey. Trying to get our guys to move up here. But... Oh, he's the strike already. He's only got 2 health left, 4 health left. I can't pull this guy out of the way, otherwise I would. Okie dokie, artichoke. I think I've just about done everything I can do. I have a random sub. Alright. Yeah, I think I've done everything I possibly can. Holy crap! 42 minutes? I gotta end the episode, guys. I apologize. That went way long. I guess my story distracted me a little bunch. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like what you heard and saw. Hopefully my story entertained you guys. It wasn't really a story. It was an actual experience. Don't ever go through it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Very easy. Just click. So don't forget to check out the eBay store. And as always, I shall see you in the next one.